All right, so you're prepping for a linen room attendant interview.
Okay.
Well, get ready because we're about to equip you with the knowledge to totally crush it.
Awesome.
We've got a ton of great RoleCatcher resources,
Right.
um, career guides, interview guides, the whole nine yards. And we're going to break it all down
Love it.
to make sure you're totally prepped.
Sounds good.
Oh, and by the way, did you know there's like an actual science to linen care and maintenance? We'll
Oh.
touch on that too. Trust me, it's way more interesting than it sounds. But first,
Actually.
let's dive into the role itself. So, a linen room attendant, what's the big deal?
So it's really all about making sure everything runs smoothly behind the scenes.
Okay.
Whether it's a packed hotel or a busy hospital or even a cruise ship,
Yeah.
it's all about making sure those linens are like perfectly clean, crisp, and ready to go
Gotcha.
whenever they're needed.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in. This is
Mm.
where things get interesting.
Yeah.
So, its AI can actually analyze the job description
Yeah.
and then score your CV or resume showing you exactly where to improve.
Super valuable. Imagine being able to like skip the thanks but no thanks pile and land right in the interview shortlist.
Wow.
That's the power of having like AI on your side.
That's amazing. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, those tough interview questions.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's interview guide gives us 10 common ones.
Perfect.
So let's tackle them one by one. First up, can you describe your previous experience in linen service?
They want to know what you've got under your belt.
Yeah,
This is your time to shine. Don't just list your duties.
right.
Think achievements. Maybe you like streamlined a sorting process or mastered some crazy complicated folding technique.
Yeah.
Or like, did you ever get amazing feedback for your work?
Okay.
Share that. Quantify your impact whenever possible. Did you handle a huge volume of linen every day? Did you like drastically reduce errors?
Yeah,
Those details matter.
they do. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze a specific job description and then suggest what to highlight.
Exactly.
It's like having a cheat sheet,
I love that.
personalized just for you. Now, they might ask, tell me about a time you went above and beyond in a previous linen service role. So be ready with a specific example that shows your dedication.
Totally. So maybe you spotted a safety hazard and you dealt with it straight away. Or maybe you helped a colleague who was struggling with a heavy load.
Uh-huh.
These stories show initiative and that you're a team player.
Awesome. Okay, question number 2. How do you ensure the quality of the linen? This one's all about your attention to detail.
Okay, so think about your process for checking the linen. Do you have a system for checking for stains, tears, or fading?
Right.
Do you pay attention to like the way the fabric feels?
Okay.
You want to show them you understand what good quality looks and feels like.
Right. And they might even ask, what steps do you take if you discover damaged linen?
Right.
So be prepared to explain how you handle problems and keep those standards high.
Yeah, problem solving is like a superpower in this job. Whether it's a stained tablecloth or a ripped sheet, you need to show them you can handle it.
All right, question number 3. What equipment have you worked with before? So this is to gauge your comfort level with all the tools of the trade.
Be specific. Mention all the types of washing machines, dryers, folding machines, linen carts that you've used.
Right.
And if you know specific brands or models, even better.
Yeah.
It shows you know your stuff.
Yeah. And this is another place where RoleCatcher's AI can help. It can actually analyze the job description and point out the specific equipment mentioned.
That's so smart.
So you can tailor your answer.
I love it.
They might also ask, have you ever encountered a malfunctioning piece of equipment? How did you handle it?
Okay.
This shows them how resourceful you are and your ability to think on your feet.
Exactly. Did you try to figure out what was wrong? Did you report it to maintenance?
Right.
Or did you come up with like a temporary fix to keep things moving?
Yeah.
Share those stories.
Perfect. Okay, question number 4. How do you maintain inventory levels? This is all about organization and communication.
All right, so how do you keep track of everything? Do you use any particular systems or software? How do you communicate with your team to make sure there's always enough linen?
Okay.
You want to know, you get how important it is to keep things stocked and running smoothly.
And speaking of smooth operations, they might ask, describe a time you had to manage a shortage of a particular linen item.
Okay.
So how did you prioritize and find solutions?
Maybe you had to get creative and find a substitute, or you communicated really well with other departments to borrow what you needed.
Uh-huh.
These examples show you can handle the pressure.
Okay. Let's tackle a tricky one. How do you handle difficult or irate customers? Now, this tests your customer service skills, even though you might not directly interact with hotel guests.
Right, but you're still part of the team responsible for keeping guests happy.
Right.
So think of a time when you had to deal with a difficult colleague or a really demanding situation. How did you listen to their concerns? How did you stay calm and professional? Focus on finding solutions and de-escalating the situation.
Exactly. And don't forget, RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you practice your responses and make sure you sound smooth and confident for these tougher questions.
Very helpful.
They might follow up with, what's your approach to preventing customer complaints in the first place?
Okay.
This lets you showcase your proactive thinking and problem-solving skills.
Maybe you double check orders for accuracy, or you're super careful about keeping the linens in top condition
Okay.
to avoid problems later on. Show them you're thinking ahead.
Awesome. All right, ready for question number 6.
Yep.
Can you describe your knowledge of linen care and maintenance? This is where that linen care science we mentioned comes in.
Yeah, it's all about knowing different fabrics and how to care for them properly. Can you talk about washing and drying temperatures,
Right.
the right detergents,
Right.
different ironing techniques? It's about showing them you're not just throwing everything in the wash.
Yeah.
You know how to keep those linens looking good and lasting longer.
Absolutely. And remember, this knowledge isn't just for the interview. It's super valuable on the job as well. It shows you take the role seriously and you're committed to being the best.
For sure.
We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll tackle the rest of those interview questions
Okay.
and dive into some career insights from RoleCatcher's Career Guide. Stay with us.
And we're back. All right, ready to dive into some more interview questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's jump right into question number 7. Can you describe your experience working in a fast-paced environment? This is pretty standard in a lot of linen service jobs, especially in busy hotels or hospitals.
Right. They want to know you can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
So think about a past job where things moved quickly and describe the pace, how you stayed organized, and how you prioritize tasks. Did you ever have to adjust to sudden changes or unexpected stuff coming up?
It's a great chance to show them how flexible you are and how you can stay calm under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, you can use RoleCatcher to practice your answers for this kind of question.
Oh, for sure.
Its AI can actually help you pinpoint key skills and then tailor your response to the specific job you're going for.
Love it.
Okay, on to question number 8. How do you ensure safety in the linen room? This is crucial no matter where you work.
Absolutely. Safety is super important. Think about specific safety procedures you followed in the past, like proper lifting techniques or handling chemicals the right way.
Right.
What about spotting potential hazards? Maybe you noticed a frayed electrical cord or a slippery spot on the floor. What did you do about it?
Okay.
You want to show them that you're proactive about keeping your work environment safe?
Okay, yeah. They might even ask, what steps would you take if you saw a coworker breaking a safety rule? This shows them you don't just know the rules, but you're willing to speak up when something's not right.
Exactly. It's all about making sure everyone's looking out for each other.
Yeah, totally. Okay, question number 9. How do you ensure confidentiality with guest items? This might seem less important for a linen room attendant, but it's still something they might ask.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you don't directly interact with guests, you might come across their belongings. So think about how you'd handle finding a guest's item in the linen. Would you report it right away?
Yeah.
Would you make sure it's stored safely? It's all about respecting the guest's privacy and making sure their belongings are protected.
Yeah, absolutely. Integrity and discretion are super important here.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the last question on our list. Can you describe a time you had to work with a difficult team member? Everyone has to deal with challenging coworkers at some point, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So be ready to share an example of how you handled that.
The key is to focus on what you did and how you helped create a positive outcome. Did you try to understand the other person's point of view? Did you look for common ground? Did you stay professional and respectful even when things were tough?
Okay.
This shows you have the people skills to work well with anyone.
And remember, RoleCatcher can be really helpful when preparing for these kinds of questions. It can help you structure your answer using the STAR method.
Oh, right, the STAR method.
That's situation, task, action, and result.
It's a great way to tell a clear story that highlights your skills and how you handled the situation.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've tackled all 10 of those tough interview questions. But before we wrap up, let's go back to something we talked about earlier, career progression. RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually has some great insights on this.
It's good to think about where this role could lead. So you might start as a linen room attendant, but with experience and hard work, you could become a linen room supervisor, managing a team and making sure everything runs without a hitch.
I like that. And the career guide even mentions that down the line, you could become a laundry manager overseeing the whole laundry operation for a hotel or hospital.
Exactly. And one of the keys to moving up in this field is never stop learning. The guide talks about staying current with new trends in linen care and management. You could even take online courses or workshops to boost your skills and knowledge.
Right. Speaking of skills and knowledge, remember that little tidbit we mentioned earlier about the science behind linen care?
Oh, yeah.
Let's dig into that for a minute.
It's actually really cool. Did you know there are specific ways to wash different fabrics? Like cotton needs to be washed at a different temperature than polyester blends to prevent shrinking and damage.
Wow.
And there's a whole world of detergents and stain removal techniques out there. The career guide even talks about the importance of water hardness and how it affects how linens are cleaned.
Interesting.
Knowing these little details can make a big difference in the quality and lifespan of the linens. And it shows employers you're serious about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you prep for your linen room attendant interview, remember it's not just about knowing how to wash and fold. It's about understanding the whole picture, the importance of quality, safety, teamwork, and even a little bit of science.
I like that.
And we're back for our final round of linen room attendant interview prep. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We have. From tackling those tough interview questions to exploring different career paths, we even dived into the science of linen care.
It's been a journey. Hopefully you're feeling much more confident and ready for that interview.
Definitely.
Remember, we've gone through 10 common interview questions, but you never know, they might throw you a curveball. That's where RoleCatcher's AI tools can really come in handy.
It really is like having a personal interview coach right there in your pocket.
Right.
You can practice your answers, get feedback, and even fine-tune your responses to match the job description perfectly.
Exactly. And don't forget about that career guide. It's chock full of insights about the job, potential career paths, and tips for professional development.
It's a fantastic resource to have, both for getting ready for your interview and for your long-term career goals.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive and boil everything down to a few key takeaways. First, remember, preparation is key.
Definitely.
Don't just wing it. Take the time to research the company, practice your answers, and think about specific examples that really showcase your skills.
And don't be shy about showing your enthusiasm. Let them see how much you care about keeping that linen service clean, organized, and running like a well-oiled machine.
Right, because enthusiasm is contagious. Now, here's a final thought for you to chew on. What steps can you take today to make yourself stand out from the other candidates?
Maybe reach out to someone who actually works as a linen room attendant and ask them about their experience.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Or brainstorm ways to go the extra mile in your current role to really show how committed you are to excellence.
I love that. Remember, even small actions can make a huge impact. So there you have it, your complete linen room attendant interview prep kit packed with insider tips, career insights, and even a little to linen care science. We hope this deep dive has given you the confidence to walk into that interview and totally nail it. Good luck. And remember, RoleCatcher is always there to help you along the way.